Thank you, Neri Garcia, for another $2 request. Now, I think this is a pretty fun question. What if instead of getting One for All strength, Midoriya got all the other powers first instead? And to be more specific, gaining access to literally all these powers all the way at the beginning at the entrance exam. Certain powers he's going to be able to pretty much use pretty effectively even from the beginning, or take very little training for him to utilize properly. Stuff like smoke screen, float, are going to be pretty effortless for him to learn because they're pretty much just utility based. Then Black Whip's going to take him a bit of effort. But out of all the quirks, Black Whip seems the one he has the most affinity for, even when he had the physical strength. Something like Gear Shift is also going to be really useful because he can change the speed of himself or others. Now, I'm not sure how he's going to be able to use Fa Jin since he doesn't really have much stockpile energy that he can use for it. At least not be able to stockpile at as much of a rate as he could when he had the physical stats of One for All. So I think he'd use it in temporary super strength bursts, where he just uses it to do one powerful punch, or use small bursts of it to give him somewhat boosted strength for either punches or use it for extended movements. And honestly, he'd be much more tactical than I think even Canon Midori would be, because instead of just being able to be like, oh, I can just throw a punch and just be able to hit someone with super strength, he'd have so much more in his arsenal than just punch, punch, kick, kick. The only thing that I'd be concerned about is how the class would react to all these powers for one kid literally in the beginning of the series. I'm pretty sure they would outright question him, and I'm worried that they just outright have to confess that he has gotten something from All Might or something, because I'm pretty sure that's the only answer the class would accept. Because besides them thinking that he's some artificial creature like the Nomu at USJ or just the Nomus in general, they would have to confess that he got his powers from All Might and it's having a weird effect. But here's the downside. If he doesn't get the stockpiled strength, there are certain enemies he's not going to be able to fight at all. Characters that took ridiculous percentages of One for All to fight just to hit physically strong are going to be able to outclass him. Sure, he has more versatility with all these other powers, but without the ability to hit as hard as he could with One for All, they just won't go down. The most he's going to be able to do is either restrain or just stall them until a stronger hero shows up to fight. And another thing, if we make it to where he gets the physical strength as the last quirk, instead of it being the first power he gets, then he's going to be at the, near the later events of the story, and be at, quote-unquote square one with training the physical strength. Because think about the enemies he has to fight in the current manga. They take ridiculous amounts of strength, speed, and just overall raw power to even hurt, let alone defeat. So if he's delayed in any regard to accessing the full aspects of One for All's physical stats, then he's going to be kind of screwed.